MMA Boxing Talk here. This is a prediction video for Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor taking place next Saturday. You cannot miss it. It is worth every single penny, the pay-per-view. Um, Best card ever on paper. We have the main event, the main attraction, history in the making, perhaps. Conor McGregor is going for his second title consecutively. Nobody in the history of the UFC has ever held two titles simultaneously. There's been champions, BJ Penn and Randy Couture. They won a belt in two different divisions, but never simultaneously. So that's what Conor McGregor is trying to do here. It is history, so you can't miss it. We'll see what happens. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is a tough fight to predict, but I do feel confident that Conor McGregor will get the win, and I'll explain why. But of course, it's not going to come easy, and there's always a chance that I'm going to be wrong about this. Eddie Alvarez can catch Conor, with a solid punch. He's got a lot of power in his hands, despite him being, a bit of a sloppy puncher at times. He likes to throw looping punches. He likes to sit down on his punches, so he telegraphs them. He's not the greatest counter puncher, but he's a very strong wrestler. He's got a lot of heart, and it's hard to break him. He's got so much will to win. Even if he's losing the fight, he's just going to keep digging and digging and never stopping. So he's a dangerous guy. He's always in the fight. But the thing is with Eddie Alvarez is his defense isn't the greatest. He gets hit a lot, and once he gets hit, he likes to turn the fight into a firefight and just turn it into a brawl. He can't help himself. Once he gets hit, it's like he has to turn it into a brawl. It's very seldom that he can fight like he did against Anthony Pettis, which a lot of people thought Pettis won that fight. Very close, but he fought smart. He went for the takedowns. He knew he couldn't strike with Pettis, and he better make sure he knows he can't strike with Conor McGregor, or it could be an early night for Eddie. Conor has that precision. He's got that one-punch knockout power with his left hand. He's a tremendous counter puncher. We saw that in the Nate Diaz fight, especially the rematch. And Conor McGregor has a 5-inch reach advantage on Eddie Alvarez, which is going to help him tremendously on the feet. He's already better boxer, much better boxer. He's a better counter puncher. He's better at range. Throw in the 5-inch reach advantage. That's a lot, okay? But of course he's got to focus on Eddie's wrestling, because Eddie likes to change levels, go for that double leg or single leg, whatever. But he changes levels, and he is tough to defend takedowns against. Now, I do think Conor McGregor will be able to stuff some of his takedowns. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, Eddie's going to get some takedowns unless it ends really early, but Conor McGregor is working on this. You can see him in his training. He's sparring with wrestlers. He's working on his takedown defense, and he's continuing his cardio. Improving his cardio, because he didn't have the best cardio. And then in the Nate Diaz rematch, he improved it quite a bit. He's still gassed, but he recovered in the fourth round. So this fight, if it goes the distance, it'll be a tough one for Conor to win if it goes the distance. But I do think it is possible. It's highly unlikely. Obviously, the most likely outcomes would be Conor by KO in the first 2 rounds, or Eddie with maybe a late round submission. But I think both guys can win a decision here. I really do believe that, despite it not being very it's not a good chance Conor will win a decision. I do think it's possible that either guy can win a decision. Now, it all comes down, in my opinion, to if Eddie can take those shots from Conor, because he's got a good chin, but I truly don't think his chin is quite as good as Nate Diaz. It's good. It's solid. but he's been dropped many times in his career. Well, I shouldn't say many, but he's been dropped multiple times in his career by different fighters. Um, you know, he's he's there to be hit. I feel that Conor is going to find that chin in the first 2 rounds, and I really think he's going to knock him out. I'm going to go with a second round knockout by Conor McGregor. Like I said, there's no guarantees. This fight could really go either way. It's a great style matchup. Both guys have very different styles. Both guys show a lot of heart and just resiliency. But I do think that Conor McGregor is going to find his chin. He's there to be hit, you know. And if Eddie gets suckered into a brawl, it's over. He's just not the better striker. He's not the better boxer. He throws looping wild punches. Conor's quick, precise, right down the pipe. And I think he's going to knock him out in the second round. Let me know what you guys think. But that's my prediction. Second round knockout by Conor McGregor to become the first ever UFC 2-weight world champion. And, he's going to do it at Madison Square Garden. The first ever UFC card at MSG. It's just meant to be. And I truly think that's what the outcome will be. Let me know what you guys think. If you disagree, definitely comment and explain why you have Eddie winning. But I think it's a winnable fight for both guys. But I am confident enough that Conor McGregor is going to knock out Eddie Alvarez. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be wrong, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.